What up, do? And welcome back to Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm Easy, joined by Spitmo Rex.
Hi, Darren.
You and Chris. Nicholas Koloff, a.k.a. Detroit Mario.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Chris, I sent Ben Johnson one in there. Do you have that by chance or no?
If you just sent it, no, then I will get it.
All right, cool.
Yep,
Detroit Mario.
It's a long one, but we'll cut it off like at the finishing point. But I thought the Ben Johnson press conference was probably the most interesting today, just because, again, it felt like he was venting the entire time. Like he spoke about the interviews, he spoke about the opportunities, he spoke the reasons why he didn't take those opportunities.
Yeah,
it got pretty deep, man. This clip is kind of long, but it's gas.
Let's hear it.
I'm not gonna lie. Well, actually, I clipped it while we were live, so it might not be the greatest edit, but play it either.
Something that coach had said. So 2021 and early part of 2022, he had made this analogy to the team just about how we were sailing down the ocean, and at that moment we were in the Arctic. We were hitting the icebergs. We had the storms going on, and I mean, those were dark days. But he had the foresight, he had the vision of where we were going and where we were heading. He assured us, guys, I see it. I see where we're going. The results haven't been there yet, but the Caribbean is on the horizon. It's coming up. You know, and I'm sitting on the plane, I'm thinking back to that, and just the story of my career has been living in that Arctic for a lot of it. That was the second time I've been to the playoffs. The first time I'd experienced winning games in the playoffs. I think when it boils down to it, I wanted the sunshine a little bit longer. You know, that's really what it comes down to for me. I like the sunshine. I like what we've built here, starting with ownership, the head coach, the GM, on down. We have a great group of guys in the locker room, and I want to reap the rewards with them a little bit longer.
A lot of people would, maybe they find it hard to believe right when you have an opportunity that you have to take.
Because this is kind of like a two-parter, and it is just that point alone, like, you got a feeling for what the culture is, or at least like where it's at right now, to a point where this guy has had multiple opportunities, which he'll speak on once we resume the video. But he's multiple opportunities, decided to come home because, and he gave you a great analogy. What a phenomenal analogy. I've noticed things ain't been going as great as I've wanted, so I got back in my Jocko Willink grind, and he talked about the storm, and that's kind of like the analogy that Dan Campbell gave that obviously hit because Ben Johnson was able to reflect on it. And he's talking about, although you're on the journey and it may be rocky, there may be some shit in the way, as long as you're captaining your ship, you can still see the sunshine beyond there. It's all going to be good. But you just got to make it through the trouble parts first. And obviously, as a team, they made it through the troubled parts that 2021 season, the first half of that 22 season, to like now being like Super Bowl favorites or among the top 5 Super Bowl favorites. And he's now in the sunshine, and he likes being in the sunshine. And not only does he like being in the sunshine, but he got there with his dogs, right? He got there with his boys, this team, Jared Goff, Dan Campbell, and he's not ready to leave the crew yet. He wants to spend more time in the sunshine, and then he carries on with this. But before we play the second half, Spinny, I guess your take on the analogy.
No, you love to hear that, because this is what the process is all about. The process is reaping the benefits of where they are now. Like, they went through all those hard times. They went through building this team, building this system, building around Jared Goff, and now everything's clicking. Now it's a well-oiled machine. Now you're winning games. You're going to the playoffs. You're having fun. You're going to NFC Championships games. You're going to be winning Super Bowls. Like, yeah, you might want to stay there a little longer and bask in the glory of what you built, rather than just jump ship and just start over with the Panthers. Like, no thanks. I'd rather
I'm good.
I'd rather be cruising on my jet stream than sinking in a rowboat. Like, that's what it's all about.
Another phenomenal analogy by you.
Thank you.
That's a great one. Hold on, I think it's coming from DNC. Let me find it. This is great. He says, hold up. Dan Campbell's vision is so elite, he can say halfway across the world from the Arctic to the Gulf. Yes. And even if he doesn't, he's able to deliver it in a way that you believe him. That's why he's a fucking man. Nick, Chris, any comments on, I guess, the vision, the sunshine, before we move on to the second half of that?
I mean, it's just everything you guys said. It's confirming the fact of the culture that is here. A part of me wants to be like cynical and say, okay, this is like a little bit of PR playing to the fans, but I mean, truthfully, what is this regime giving you to believe that that's not what this is? Because everyone from this organization, top to bottom, has been bought in, and has been bought in for years. So I see no reason to shove this off as, oh yeah, Ben Johnson, doesn't want to be here or he's not happy to be here. I think he's totally fine being here. Would he probably want to be a head coach making $17 million a year? Sure, but I don't think that means he's not happy here.
And when it comes to the vision that he's talking about, the vision obviously is the Super Bowl. And you think about the additions that this team has made, and you think about re-signing its own players. You think about St. Brown, you think about Panay, you think about Goff, you think about the building blocks of this team. This dude's a building block of this whole entire organization is Ben Johnson. And him coming back might be the biggest addition of them all, or the biggest guy that we retained for this season.
For sure. The biggest acquisition of the offseason was keeping Ben Johnson. He is the best or top 3 play caller in the NFL. Yeah, he said, nothing's gonna ever keep me down. I didn't hear no bell. Like, this guy is a freak of nature. He's a wizard. He is a guy that you need on this team, and keeping him was by far the best the best acquisition of the offseason.
He's such a real one too, though, because like he could have easily, and we kind of saw it last year. And obviously, Panthers was a weird situation, but David Canales, the former offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he had just one good year, jump ship immediately for the first head coaching opportunity. And again, we know the situation with the Carolina Panthers. If you don't know the situation with the Carolina Panthers, David Tepper is among the worst owner, probably the worst owner. Him and Tom Gores. He's probably worse than Tom Gores. And if you watch this program regularly, you know how this program feels specifically about Tom Gores. David Tepper's even worse than that. You have him coming to restaurants, knocking off hats off the waiting staff to change the sign from making fun of his team. He's throwing drinks on fans. That Dave Canales jumped ship with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who built a good thing, to go head coach that. And this is Ben Johnson on the reason why he didn't do that exact same thing.
They find it hard to believe, right, when you have an opportunity that you have to take one or whatever. Why is that more important to you, like from seeing that through, I guess, than taking that for yourself right now, creating that for yourself?
Yeah, well, listen, there's a lot of things that go into it, a lot of reasons and dynamics that play a part. Something that really resonates with me is, okay, 8 openings this past year. What would you set the over-under in 3 years? How many still have jobs? Shoot, yeah, I'd put the over-under at 4.5. I would say there's a good chance 5 of them are out of jobs in 3 years, And so when I look at it from that perspective, if I get the opportunity to go down that road, it's about how do I get to that second contract? How do I set myself up that the stars need to align? I'm not going to do it just to do it. I love what I'm doing right now. Love it. I love where I'm at. My family loves where we're at. Love the people that we're doing it with. And so I'm not willing to go down the other path yet unless I feel really good about how it's going to unfold.
What's 2 or 3 would make?
Say it again?
I said that's what I meant, 2 or 3 would make.
Sorry.
Yeah, Chris almost
fault.
doxed me, dude.
Easy call.
So Ben Johnson basically just went up on that podium and said,
Saved by the
there's 1,000 yous, there's only one of me. Like, that's literally what it is. He's on his Kanye shit, minus the anti-Semitism. Like, he knows that he will be the hottest commodity in the head coaching realm as long as he's the offensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions. That is not, like, cyclical. That is a set standard. This offense is going to be fantastic as long as Ben Johnson is the one coordinating it. So as long as he's there, he is going to get head coaching opportunities. So he doesn't have to jump off and sell his soul to Mark Tepper or jump off and go do something that he doesn't want to do, because head coaches in the NFL get fired every single year. So there's going to be opportunities every single year.
Every day.
Yeah. Motherfuckers die every day. And so I am excited that he takes that aspect, though, because he knows his self-worth.
Yeah.
He knows who he is. He knows how everybody wants him. Pause. Like, this is a guy who could get a head coaching spot whenever he wanted to.
That's the other part, too. Like, this isn't the whole presser. I would gladly sit through and, break down each part of this presser because it was a phenomenal one, especially the first 10 minutes of it. But, like, at a certain point, somebody asked him straight up, like, are you confident you could become a head coach? And just the yeah, like the fucking, like, yeah, I know I'm the fucking man. You're absolutely right with that. And yeah, he's playing it smart. And I'm glad because you always wondered, like, is he nervous to become head coach? Is he not ready to become head coach? Could he not accumulate a staff in time to become the head coach?
Yeah.
No, we got our answers. He wants to stay here, enjoy the sunshine. And on top of that, too, he gave you straight facts and a little bit of a diss back
Yeah.
to the Redskins, or I'm sorry, the Commanders, who kind of put it out there in the media through Adam Shefty that,
The
like,
Washington football team.
nah, we didn't really, he wanted too much money. He wasn't the right guy. He wasn't our number one choice. No. He knew that you weren't his choice.
Yeah.
Carolina Panthers, you weren't his choice. These aren't situations he wanted to go to put a bad resume on himself because he, like you said, he knows what he's worth. He wants to go to a situation where he's going to absolutely kill it. And it wasn't going to be an ownership like David Tepper. It wasn't going to be an unproven ownership with the Commanders. It's going to be a situation where he feels comfortable, where he knows he could be his best self. And I mean, that's what you got to look for.
Yeah. Ryan Lentz makes a good point in the chat. Our own Ryan Lentz. He says, Ben Johnson is rising up Livy Dunn in Ohio. And it's true. Like, he is a Sigma. He is phantom taxing the NFL right now. Like, it's just
Straight
awesome.
aura.
It's just, yeah, it's just awesome to, like, let him know that there are Kai Sinets that can be phantom taxed at any skibbity moment. So he can just be a Sigma, and Livy Dunn's will flock to his Riz. So I love seeing that out of Ben Johnson. I love that being the mindset of these coordinators on our team.
Easy. When you think about the perfect fit, one guy that obviously I think it's gotten thrown around a lot, whatever it is. One guy that I want to stay in this league as long as possible is Andy Reid. Because could you imagine if he retires and then Ben Johnson becomes the coach of Patrick Mahomes?
Wow.
I want Andy Reid to remain in this league so we can keep Ben Johnson, because I feel like that could be a match made in heaven in the future if that is the case. If he is waiting for that perfect fit, like, obviously that's, the perfect fit right there.
Yeah, it's kind of like, and it could be spun this way if Big Media got a hold of it, because it is the offseason, they're looking for things to talk about, especially because it did feel like a direct hit or reply to the Commanders and their diss. A little Kendrick versus Drake going on here. Yeah. But, like, 8 openings. He said only, what, the 4.5? He said 5 of those guys are going to lose their jobs in the next 3 years. Calling out every single one of you motherfuckers. He didn't say which one was losing their job. All 8 of y'all motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. 5 y'all going to die. Well, maybe not die, but everyone's going to die. But either way. So 5 are going to lose their job. Like, it's saucy me. I like it. He's talking his shit.
Yeah, he is. And he knows. Like I said, there's 1,000 ewes, there's only one of me. You can go out and get these guys, but you're not going to have the offensive genius like Ben Johnson, like the Mike McDonald, like the Sean McVay, like the Kyle Shanahan. He is of that ilk of play calling. This isn't just he's doing pretty good. No, like, he is a freak of nature football mind.
I'm thinking Titans got a new head coach.
Panthers got a new head coach.
Patriots.
I could easily see the Panthers coach being fired after winning 3 games this season.
Falcons got a new head coach.
Could they underperform?
What about the Jets?
Got enough offensive pieces. Jets.
And
that's going out of, like, the 8 openings that were fulfilled this season. Mm-hmm. What were you saying, Nick?
Oh, I thought
Saleh
he was
on the hot seat.
He was saying Saleh got canned, but he could he doesn't perform.
Saleh could get canned for sure.
Yeah, Saleh's in the hot seat for sure.
So is Sean McDermott. Like, there are a lot of coaches on the hot seat. And you don't think Ben Johnson will be like, oh, shit, go coach Josh Allen, the best dual threat quarterback of all time, fucking Steve Young. That could be a position he's waiting for. The Jets could be a position he's waiting for.
I didn't even think about the Bills situation.
Yeah, like Sean McDermott, you only get so many cracks at the well before you move on.
And that's the thing, too, is, like, Josh Allen's so skilled that if you were able to provide the run game, shit could get ugly.
And James Cook looked pretty fucking good last year.
He got going. A couple games.
So, and I'm sure he likes Keon Coleman, because who doesn't like Keon Coleman? So going to
honestly, yeah, my sister, who doesn't watch a lick of football, is like, "Who's Keon Coleman?
He's a dog. And
he's funny. I like him.
He is funny. Did you see his video?
I see. He has like 12 every week.
Like, Tiger wish I could, or
wish I could.
Yeah, Tiger wish I could. That shit was funny. But yeah, like, there are going to be spots opening up for Ben Johnson in the future that will be a lot more attractive than the Panthers. Nobody wants to go to the fucking
Durs.
Panthers. Or the Durs, yeah.
What is it, the Durs?
What is it, the Durs?
All right, we got to go to break.
Sirianni, if they collapse against Andrew Jones.
That's a great one, too, because he already rubs people the wrong way to begin with.
I don't think he's that good of a coach.
Ben Johnson gets behind the seat of that offense.
I don't like that.
I really don't think Sirianni's a good coach.
Hey, Harbaugh's already not playing music at OTAs. Could he get a quick out? Is he too old?
Yeah, like what? That's some boomer shit.
That
Dude.
is some boomer.
That
shit.
is El Riz. Like
I did read some that Bill Belichick did that, but some guys appreciated it after the fact, obviously.
that is El Riz, bro. Like let the Sigmas be Sigmas. You're being a
Wait,
Kai
you're
Cenat
being-
while you're
What
phantom
the
texting
fuck?
the movement.
Where's this coming from?
We were watching brain rot videos in the back.